Specialist here for InsideNews.com. We're at Peterborough Speedway here on June 1st. Well, we're not talking about Kawartha right now. We're not talking about June 1st. I'm talking about May 31st, Peterborough Speedway. I'm here with the Peterborough Speedway Thunder Car feature winner, none other than Cowboy Dan Price. And Cowboy, huge night last night, my friend. I mean, it had to felt like an entire decade worth of hard work going into that feature win. First one at Peterborough. I mean, it's got to feel huge for that whole number 019.
It was huge. First one ever. First one ever for me. Huge night. Started off bad. Stuffed the car in the back straight wall in practice. Ended up ripping an ear off the rear end. Had to weld it up. Got the rear end welded up and back together just in time to make the heat race. Found more damage after second heat race. Put a Band-Aid on it. We wanted to get in for fan appreciation. No time to fix the car. Put a Band-Aid on it, and it paid off. Great night. Great race. Had the fastest car there. I think I didn't back into anything. I wasn't, no leaders broke. I didn't, I didn't start on the pole, run away with it. It was hard. Started 7th. I had to lead by lap 4 and never looked back. Some cautions, had some challenges from Howie Crow and Donnie Beatty, and yeah.
I don't think enough people really pay attention to the fact that this 09 car is entirely built, fabricated, improved upon, maintained by you. There's no full-time crew. You don't go to a chassis guru or a setup man. It's 100% out of your shop. I mean, the fact that this was very much, this was the definition of built, not bought. It's got to feel that much better to finally get to the top of the mountain.
It does. I worked so hard on that poor car. A lot of years. That chassis is 7 years old. There's 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears in that car. I built the chassis. I built most of the parts. If it doesn't say I have to buy it, it's got a crate engine in it, we buy that. The rest of the parts, suspension piece, if I can build them, I build them. The body, everything. It's a lot of hands-on in that car. I do get some help at the track. Andy Ford's been a huge help. He's kind of taken over crew chief duties at the track. He looks after making sure the car's in tip-top shape at the track and everything's set up, and just lets me drive. We chat about what to do for setup, but letting me focus on driving has been a huge weight off my back. I get out of the car, it's not worrying about checking tire pressures and sizes. That's already taken care of. I know that. I can concentrate on racing, which has been fantastic.
Now, the Peterborough Speedway's Thunder Car division, I think a lot of people are overlooking it or underrating it. I'm not. I know that Peterborough has a real good division. The parity there is as good as anywhere else. I mean, you guys have got 14, 15 cars that are all right within the same couple tenths of a second of one another. It makes for great racing. Size up this division for me from a competitive standpoint. How talented is the Peterborough Thunder Car class in 2014?
The field's deep. The field's really deep. There's some great guys there. We haven't had a same feature winner at all. Anthony DeBello won the feature last week. He was right on my bumper. Fidel was right there. Brad Laval beat me in the heat race before that. It's anybody's game. There's going to be multiple winners this year. It's great. The field is deep. It's really competitive.
Now, I'm sure you probably played out your first feature win in your head 1,000 times, and then 1,000's probably being
1,000's light.
Yeah, exactly. So, did it go the way you thought it would go? Did it feel the way you thought it would feel? I mean, when you're pulling into victory lane, they got the checker flag ready for you. They're coming down to interview. I mean, is it the moment that you really thought it was going to be?
It was very surreal. It's been, I didn't even know what to expect. I'd been thinking about it for so long, I had told myself no donuts. I was going to class it up. What I ended up doing, a whole pile of donuts. Unloading the car this morning. The trailer's full of grass falling off the car everywhere. It was surreal. It's great to have my wife and daughter there, Cam and Aaron. They were there, and all the friends. It was great. I'm still kind of riding that high. It's still, I don't know. I think probably by Monday it'll kind of sink in. Maybe it is because I've played it through my head so many times that it feels like I've been there, although I hadn't been.
No, I always like to sort of get in guys' heads after a big win or their first win and know exactly what goes on. Now you get back to the pad. Lovely wife comes down to see you after going to victory lane. What's the first thing that you say to the missus once you get out of the car after a hard night's work?
Oh, we did it. We did it. We finally did it.
I mean, so the first one's the hardest to get out of the way now. I mean, we're going to see the 09 is going to be a feature-winning machine now, right?
I hope so. I really hope so. If it was that good when it was bent up, well, obviously you can take some measurements and figure maybe it's bent for the good, but it was that good when it's bent up. We'll see what we got when we get things straightened back out.
Thank everybody that makes all this possible, all the marketing support, all the guys at the racetrack, people back at the shop. Thank the folks that got that 09 car to victory lane.
The first big one's Aaron and Cam, my wife and daughter. Without them we couldn't do this, and Andy Ford, like I mentioned before, and James Wills, who helps out a lot. My brother Donovan Price, he helps. He helps around the shop. If he's wanting a hand at night, they come over. And all the other people that helped out as far as sponsors. High Hope Farm and Golf Course, they've been on board for a few years. They've been fantastic. Langell Scrap Course and Truck Parts, another great one. My dad, RichardPrice.ca, he helps out when we need stuff. We give him a call every once in a while. I get in a bind. I'm sure I missed something else. A&T Mechanical, and anybody else that's ever helped out along the way. I appreciate it. I like to think I do this myself, but really there are people involved. There are people behind the scenes, and I appreciate it.
Now, what I want to know, how many seasons has this been working towards this Thundercar win? How many years?
I first started racing in '97. I took a couple of years off in the early 2000s, so I haven't really done the math. I think I came up with 15, but I think I've been probably saying I've been 15 years on a feature for the last 5 years, it feels like. It's been a while. It's been a while. There's been a couple of years where I was in over my head where I really didn't have a shot at, but with this car, these last 7 years, it's been a battle. It's been really trying hard with this car.
The crowd pleaser Kelly Balson in to show his moral support. Go ahead, go out to Peterborough Speedway, see Dan Price, go and shake this dude's hand because he's one of the most personable, affable dudes in the sport. And to see someone like that, see one of the good guys get to the top, that's awesome. Cowboy, I mean, congrats, dude. Best of luck in 2014. We definitely hope that we can check back in with you and do a couple more of these post-victory interviews.
Thank you, and I'd love to do a couple more of these. We'll see what we can do.
There you go, folks. Driver number 09. It's Cowboy Dan.